Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah Allahu Akbar.
Assalamu alaikum. This is a quick one. I got a message from a sister. She said, please, can you make a video on what to pack when moving to the UK as an Hijabi? Jazakallah khairan. When I saw this message, I was like, what to pack as an Hijabi? Is there anything special that an Hijabi has to pack that is totally different from a non-Hijabi? And then I thought deeper and I realized that the question makes a lot of sense. I mean, when I came into the country a year ago, there were some things that I wished that I packed more and prepared for as an Hijabi. But before we go into the topic proper, if you are new to this channel, let me advise you now. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell, because inshallah there are a lot of goodies that this channel aims to uncover. So when you turn on your notification bell, you will be among the first persons to get notified as soon as these goodies drops. To start with, barakallahu fi to the sisters that are planning their relocation to the UK, USA, Canada, anywhere in the world for whatever reasons. It could be education, it could be employment, vacation, and the list keeps going. I pray that Allah makes this relocation a sabbath for blessings and grants you success in His obedience and your worldly affairs. Amen. So straight to the point, the first that I will advise you to pack in abundance. In fact, if it means paying for extra luggage, please pack like your life depends on it. It is of course your iman. Recharge your iman. Just like you need to pack foodstuff to help your stomach, you also need to feed your soul with first-grade, unshaky iman. You might not really understand until you get here. You are most likely moving from a country where religion is a thing to an unreligious country. I don't mean that we don't have people who are very religious, but generally in the West, religion is not necessarily a priority of the majority. So for you who knows that there is more to life than just fun and work, you must be intentionally religious. Have it at the back of your mind that it is okay to lose everything except your iman. You know, you need to make up your mind before you travel that no matter what happens, you will never get carried away and let go of the treasure that you have now. Because the truth is that as much as there is a level of Islamic brotherhood here and there, we have masjids around, but to me, it still does not feel the same. So you have to be your own motivator. For example, back home, I was used to hearing Adan year and year. You know, there is alcohol to attend. You see fellow Hijabis everywhere. There is a strong Muslim community here and there. To me, it does not feel the same here, to be sincere. In a nutshell, a good number of Hijabis, especially niqab-wearing sisters, have one way or the other had their own not so good experience with silent discrimination. Even if it is not same experience for everybody. I have shared my personal experience on this channel before. Alhamdulillah, it is getting better now. So let me quickly tell you about a sister that I met about 3 months ago in the university library. Apparently, before now, we don't know each other from anywhere, but you know, there is this connection that you would naturally have for a fellow Muslimah, especially a black Muslimah. So we stumbled on each other and we exchanged greetings. I knew that she was a new student and it was obvious that she's a Yoruba because of her tribal marks. And I was like, Ekabo, ilu yasun yisi dada o. Meaning, may this land favor you. You people will learn Yoruba by fire by force on this my channel. Maybe the way I was quite friendly with her, I don't know, or she started tearing up. Nitagbangba. I was like, are you okay? So I got to know that she has been struggling with accommodation and she had to sleep in the university library. And most of the time, the security members would tell her to leave in the midnight when the library closed. And so she would have to be outside till about 9 a.m. in the morning when the library reopens. At that period, the library was not running a 24-hour shift. So It is quite a complicated story actually, but the idea was that she was going to stay with a family that was introduced to her while she was in Nigeria. So the family lives in Doncaster, which is about 2 hours from Hull by train. And since she arrived in the country, she has been living with them. But then they started complaining that she was observing Salah. In fact, it was serious. They kept complaining that they are Christians and they are not comfortable with Salah. And this sister is so good with tahajjud, mashallah. She's used to getting up almost every midnight for prayers, and this further irritates the family. According to her, they are always like, morning, afternoon, and even midnight. Kilo day. Hey, in a nutshell, she was told to leave the house. And then the funny thing is that this family are Nigerians and even Yorubas. Personally, I was surprised because when we pray as Muslim women, especially in the public, we don't usually raise our voices. So how could she have disturbed them? I don't know. Even though she prays in the sitting room because that was where she usually sleeps. I mean, if I had to accommodate a Christian, for example, and I hear them praying so loud, the highest I would ever do is to tell the person to reduce her voice a little bit so as not to disturb others, and I would say it respectfully. Anyway, the good news is that she has been able to secure an accommodation in Doncaster. We shouldn't go to why she had to, get an apartment in Doncaster and not Hull, since she schools in Hull. But she now stays with me whenever she has lectures in Hull, like once in a while, whenever she needs to attend a early morning lecture. But that period was a trying time for her. If she didn't pack as much iman as she could have packed, she could have stopped Salat for that period, just to have a roof over her head. Trust me, UK's cold is not anybody's mate. But now she would never have to sleep in the cold anymore, and she would never have to neglect Salah, inshallah. The good side of the whole thing is that if you are patient and you remain steadfast, Allah always have ways out of every situation for believers. I feel like I have dwelled too long on this point. Let me just jump to the next point. Another thing you would have to pack are your hijabs. Hey, pack as much as you can, especially if you wear jilbabs. They are not so easy to come by here. I don't know of any other places in the UK, but here in Hull, there is no physical stores, that sell hijab. Many hijab wearing sisters had to start ordering from Nigeria, including myself, and shipping fee is quite pricey these days. So pack as much as you can. Although I have had someone who got from Amazon, but it is not as common and it could be more expensive here. One thing is that if you are buying from Nigeria, you can always choose quality fabrics for yourself and you can sew it to suit your style. Now, talking about style, if you use a one-piece jilbab, for example, make sure your stylist work an invisible zip to the kimar so that you can easily wear winter jackets on it. Whatever hijab style you wear, just bring enough. Also get quality socks. I have been buying regular socks here and it has not been making sense. I still find myself wearing some of the Sylvie and hand-sewn socks I got from sisters back home. And of course, if you will be wearing hijab, make sure you come with a satin scarf that you can always wear under your hijab to protect your natural hair from friction and moisture-absorbing materials like your hijab. Are you looking at me in a strange way right now? Don't tell me you have not been protecting your hair with satin whenever you have hijab on. Later, you will come to my DM to complain that your edges are disappearing. So let me say this to finalize the issue of hijab. For sisters that are planning to relocate either for schooling or for employment, depending on your plans though, if you intend to work maybe alongside schooling and you don't mind any kind of job, if you don't mind working as a care assistant when you come here, pending the time you get something better, then I will advise that you also come with a chest length hijab, mostly white. Unfortunately, it is very difficult to see healthcare jobs that will allow one to practice without a uniform or with a flowing jilbab. It is depressing, I know, but this kind of job is what is usually most available to jump on till Allah provides something better. The sister also asked if Muslimah carers are allowed to use hijab. To the best of my knowledge, yes, very well. I always say that sisters can leverage on the equality and diversity freedom in this part of the world. No employers will tell you not to use hijab if it is for religious purpose. But unfortunately, it is the smaller ones in healthcare. I stand to be corrected, Sha. So I would say you can pack arm sleeves, really big black bulky trousers. It is somehow, I know. But the thing is, when you work as a carer, you will have to use moving aids like the hoist, you have to push wheelchairs, and you have to wash people up. It is truly not easy with jilbab, and it will be very risky if your jilbab gets tucked in a transfer board, for example, which can put you and the residents at risk. But I always wonder how female doctors, nurses, and even carers in Islamic country dress. I think they use complete hijab and niqab, for these jobs. Well, I am not so sure, but if they are fine, why can't it happen everywhere? I don't want to digress too much. If you cannot imagine yourself in a nursing uniform, no matter how big, don't consider care. Just continue to be positive and Allah will bless you with what you want. And if by necessity you find yourself in care, I would say please don't relax too much. Keep looking for other better options, especially when you are not comfortable with the dressing code. You can get other jobs where you will freely wear jilbabs. For example, where I work currently, I wear my jilbab like no man's business because nobody cares, and if they care, I don't care. May Allah make it easy. Maybe I will talk about how I got the job in my next video. Believe me, it is very suitable for a Muslimah. The next on my list are a few regular clothes. Of course, you need to wear clothes under hijabs now. Normally, people are fond of advising potential immigrants not to pack clothes. But from experience, I would say pack a few clothes because when you get here, the last thing you would think of doing is buying clothes. At least for the first few months when you are yet to settle. Also, as a new immigrant, you will be trying to understand navigation within your environment. You might have accommodation issues to even deal with, so you would not care about clothes by then. Then, if you have not started working, you won't want to spend your little pounds on clothes. So take a few. Take really thick jeans, 2 or 3 pieces. Take at least one winter jacket, especially if you won't be traveling during summer. And not just winter jackets, take jumpers, aka cardigan, and at least one winter friendly shoe. You see all those your Ankara and lace. Maybe you should still keep them in your wardrobe back home because they will just take all the space in your box and you will most likely not even wear them. The ones my parents forced me to pack, they are still in my wardrobe, taking space unnecessarily. Maybe just save the space for food items. And talking about food, it is the next that I can think of. See, pack food, so a lot of dry foods. I would say it is the most important thing to pack after hijabs because Okwenu laughing betita, meaning it is the strength of the inside that we will use to carry the strength of the outside. When I came into the country newly, I told someone all the food stuff that I came with, and the person said, no wonder. She noticed that food items became scarce in Lagos after I left. Funny girl. Well, I packed quite a lot of food stuff because just like with clothes, you might not have time as a new immigrant to start asking people where to buy this or that. So quick and easy to make food will be your go-to. Besides, at a point, you will crave your local dishes so much. For me, despite the fact that I came with quite a lot of food items, I have had to ship food stuff into the country twice. I'm still planning to order another set because at a point I used an unreliable shipping company, and guess what? More than half of the food stuff that was sent to me by my parents did not get here, and the man in charge was not sorry at all. So pack your dry foods properly in a Ziploc bag. For me, I packed my food stuff in a medium-sized plastic bag that I already had at home, and I sealed the tip with a sealing machine. I packed beans, scent leaves, elubo, even kuli kuli. I still have some few things left from that time. The next one will be a form of question, which is that, is it necessary to come with a Quran and praying mat? Well, there is no right or wrong answer to this. I actually came with a Quran. I was using that for some time before I ordered another copy on Amazon. I didn't come with a praying mat anyway because too much food stuff will not allow. Someone gave me a praying mat when I got here. The thing is, depending, some people will prefer to read Quran from their mobile phones, but I personally prefer the hard copy. But you can always buy it when you get here online. It will not also be a bad idea to come with your Quran and praying mat if you have extra space in your bag, because it might take a while to get settled, to start buying things, just like I have been saying. And if you will travel with a praying mat, you can decide to put it in your hand luggage in case you have the chance to pray in the plane. Yeah, I remember praying in the plane when I was traveling down, and it was on the plane carpet because I was not with a praying mat. The next I can think of now are just your regular essentials. For example, if you have a favorite skin brand or spices that you love specifically, your essential medications if you are on a certain medication. Back home, we have some of our brothers and sisters who are used to prophetic medicines, so bring them along. For example, I know that many of our pregnant sisters love to use Econo Fatima, and you can hardly find them here. You can bring them, you can also come with dry herbs, I mean like agojedi, because it is not easy to completely stay away from sugary things in this part of the world. And you won't find agojedi in Tesco, Asda, or even Lidl. Yeah, if you will be coming with kids, come with some kids medications like paracetamol. Though you should be able to get that here without prescriptions. You can come with vitamin C, antibiotics. It is good to have all these things handy. Take a few toiletries and try to keep your travel documents and other documents safe and close by. One more thing that I wish that I came with. You see, that's your original charger that came with your phone. I mean, follow come charger. Bring it alongside a universal adapter. Don't bring power banks, it is not necessary. This is all I can think of for now. Please help me to add to this in the comment section below. You don't know who your comments could help. And then to the Association of Silent Observers on this channel, Edakun, Dan Allah, Biko, help us to drop a comment today. It is free of charge, yo. Have you liked this video yet? Have you subscribed? And have you shared this video to someone that will benefit from it? If you have, Jazakallahu khairan. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell. I hope to see you in the next video. And for the sisters and brothers that will be coming, I wish you a itch-free journey bi-iznillah. Feel free to let me know what video you want me to make next. Bye and Assalamu alaikum.